Welcome everybody to Hump Day. I would play like I said, I would play the camel, but they won't let me do it on YouTube. So they would actually knock the video down for playing the camel. But y'all know what day it is. It is Hump Day. Let's get right to it because the family were late for dinner. We just got back from playing pickleball. The kids like playing it. We drive down to the park to play. It's not that competitive because one of them's 3 years old, 5 years old, and the other one's 7. So it's mostly hit the ball and run after the ball, and they do all right for 5 and 7, but you don't get a lot of. You usually just sweat because it's hot. All right, Cracker Barrel. The Cracker Barrel has listened to President Trump's suggestion and switched back to their original logo. I wrote, "We can all now sleep better tonight." Now, can all you people out there call out the technocratic dystopia that is being built? You can grab pancakes afterwards. Because again, if people were hyper focused, they're hyper focused on a lot of things. If you notice, they're hyper focused on the Cracker Barrel thing, just insanely crazy over a label. I don't know how many people go to Cracker Barrel. We haven't gone in a couple of years. We used to go after mass, especially we went to a mass in the morning, get something afterwards. But it's a logo. It did nothing for me. On the whole the news of that was just overwhelmingly dumb, I thought. But now can we move on to something else? Like, I don't know, like I said, the technocratic takeover, the dystopian technocratic grid that is being built around us, that is horrific. But no, we're focused on even the cheerleaders were just, oh, wow, Trump. They're going to mark this up as a win just because it's like Trump's already said it was because of him that they did this. Prosecutors failed to obtain indictment against man who threw sandwich at the federal agent because, again, we can't get the Epstein thing taken care of, but we will go all in on the sandwich guy. It was a sharp rebuke to the prosecutors who were assigned to bring charges against those arrested after once and future King President Trump's deployment of National Guard troops and federal agents to Washington. Remember, here's Sean Dunlap, who was later arrested, interacting with Border Patrol and FBI agents in Washington this month, a.k.a. the sandwich guy. He was literally outside Subway. Top Florida official says alligator Alcatraz will likely be empty within days, emails show. Good. I know that if you're team party politics, you're going to say, oh, bad, you got good. Get out of team party politics. That's why a lot of this mess goes on. Inside ICE, Trump's migrant crackdown has taken a toll on officers. There's under once and future President King, DJT, the immigration ICE agency has become a driving force, blah, blah, blah. 2 current and 9 former ICE officials told Reuters the agency is grappling with burnout and frustration among personnel as agents struggle to keep pace with the administration's aggressive enforcement agenda. That's why they're asking for $50,000 signing bonus. Student loan forgiveness. Remember, student loan forgiveness is okay when we do it. And cars. I mean, was it 2 days ago we talked about that? ICE is they're thinking about giving people a brand new Mustang, was it? I can't remember. It was a nice ride. Free car if you join ICE. To the flag burning incident from the other day, which, again, team party politics. This is a tremendous video that Decensored News put together. Again, if you look everything below underneath in the show notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th link. Go to it, click it, watch it. Fantastic. Viewer warning. There's a comedian in this that does cuss once, I think. They edited out the rest. So take that with a grain, cost. Here, this guy here. If you see him, you can fast forward it. Still a fun little clip, but he does curse in it at the end. And they talk about things. And what the best part was Ron Paul at the end, bringing up the deification of the flag, which makes the deification of the state, which makes it, he brings up that people have said it is consecrated. And he goes, what does consecrated means? Again, before that, nobody would care about what the actual item is. People make it into a sacramental. It is not a holy relic. It is not a holy item. It is not more people seem to be upset about that than sometimes the Eucharistic abuses that go on. I mean, literally, look at it. It's the flag of Eucharistic abuses. More people get upset about the flag abuse. It has its own ritual. It has its own burial ceremonies, which is kind of funny because you have to burn it, and you don't bury it, you burn it, which we're not supposed to burn it now, whatever it is. Anyways, again, Tea Party politics, American religion. Watch us, get a kick of, get a feel of what he's talking about again. This is the back in, I think is the early 90s when Dr. Paul brings this up. But again, he brings up why do people talk about consecration of it? Why do people talk about this being deification of the flag? Here's what was another one right here? Here is, just to keep it together. What are the odds that Trump actually read his own executive order? It doesn't impose 1 year in jail if you burn a flag. It makes flag burning a higher investigative priority to see if crimes incidental to the flag burning can be charged. It specifies no jail term. And then Trump ends up making it about the flag afterwards. He says in the EO, it does say XYZ, what he says, that there's other things that go with it. But when he's yapping because he likes to go on, and just he spilled the beans in a sense, it's about flag burning, period. Which is obviously, again, a violation of Supreme Court, but no one cares as long as MAGA does it. Shannon Joy, it appears that research using aborted babies, fetal tissue, and organs is still funded despite the election of once a future President DJT and appointment of RFKJ and Dr. J. Bakari. Not okay. Here's is NIH funding research with fetal tissue? Yes, the NIH currently funds research involving human fetal tissue, but with specific regulations and requirements in place. Here's a concise overview based on the most recent available information. Reversal restrictions in April 2021. The NIH reversed 2019 policy for the Trump administration first term that required all HFT human fetal tissue research proposals to undergo review by the Ethics Advisory Board. This reversal eliminated the additional ethics review and allowed NIH intramural researchers to resume acquiring, using, and storing human fetal tissue for research. Extramural researchers at universities can also propose human fetal tissue research without this extra scrutiny. Here is Sasha Tarapova. No, thank you. Talking about RFKJ here, says the 60 largest tech companies will permit Americans to access their public personal health data, monetized without permission for years. You're going to be able to see by next year all your health records on your cell phone. Isn't that something you'd like to see? Hashtag you voted for that, right? Sasha says, no, thank you. I don't want to see my health records on my cell phone because this means Palantir, among many other agents, can see my health records too. I will never participate in this. I go to a private practice which does not submit health records in any databases. And the only 3 times I visited my PCP in the past 5 years were for athletic performance testing, nothing medical. I do not do any preventive screening tests and never will. These are medical mafia trapping devices. Yes, I do not do annual checkups either. Same thing. I won't share my health data with anyone unless specifically needed for immediate treatment decision. Yes, everything's going digital. Again, nobody is sharing this. I mean, this is from this close. And barely anybody's watched it. But if you check out Cracker Barrel, great googly boogly, everybody's losing it off Cracker Barrel. In the meantime, this is literally happening. Eventually, like that one video I posted the other day, which is the shorter version of the movie, the documentary, The Agenda. Great film. Like I said, check it out. Eventually, we're all going to have slave devices in our hands to do anything. Travel, buy things, whatever. If you don't believe it, I hope I'm wrong in 5 years or 10 years. I hope I'm eating crow, but it doesn't look like it. Let's go to War Pigs edition of the program, anywar.com. Trump breaks record for U.S. airstrikes in Somalia. We talked about that yesterday. It is updated now. You might have got a couple more last-minute layups in. The IDF and starvation kill 86 Gazans over 24 hours. U.S. refers to Israel on double tap hospital strike. I don't know if you saw that clip. There's a building that the Gazans were in, journalists, Palestinians were in, and you see an explosion after the explosion while these guys were trying to help out. Majority of Israelis believe there are, quote, no innocents in Gaza, aka kill them all. Israel to remain in newly occupied areas in Syria. Again, say that again, Israel to remain in newly occupied areas of Syria. They're just as bad as war as we are. Iran holds talks with European countries threatening sanctions. U.S. begins troop withdrawal from major Iraq bases. Wonder what's going on there. Trump administration mauls stakes in major arms firms. The U.S. sends more warships near Venezuela. I know everything everyone's probably seen already. Here's the sources ID shooter who killed 2 children, hurt 17 others in shooting a Minneapolis church. FBI investigating as a hate crime. Minneapolis Catholic school shooter ID'd as trans woman Robin Westman, while possible manifesto shows psychiatric obsession with mass shootings. Warped mind, Minneapolis gunman Robin Weston manically giggles in sick 11-minute video showing off guns minutes before killing 2 kids. Here's a tweet which made a lot of sense with that video. Here's this around. I'm just putting it in and show my bud Ryan goes, there's a pattern emerging from numerous shooters who are trans and unemployed, yet somehow in possession of $5,000 to $10,000 worth of firearms and support items, almost as if someone is taking advantage of the psychologically wounded people and arming them. ... FBI. Oh, wait a minute. There's a lot of talk about all that stuff. CIA, FBI, all that using these guys. Remember the shooting with Trump? Apparently, no one has a clue who that guy is. How did that guy walk all that way, according to the narrative? Not talking about this, but talking about the Trump shooting. How do you walk a couple hundred yards with a rifle that's 9 feet, 10 feet long, whatever it was, and nobody saw it? Again, like that. Again, how does someone like this get $5,000 to $10,000 worth of firearms? Just doesn't happen. You just don't go to Walmart and come back with all that. And there was just a lot of weird stuff on there, like the nuke India language. This stuff was all over the place. Shooter's horrific post. Minneapolis shooter, blah, 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 revealed as transgender and anti-Trump as Democrats call for a shooting to be depoliticized. Don't worry. This thing will be as politicized as you can possibly get. What they did with 1A, and I'm no 14th Amendment incorporationista, but that was, Congress shall not, Trump with a pen. Hey, wait, Obama doing it with a pen is not good, but Trump doing it with a pen, doing the exact same thing is not the same thing somehow. They're all dictators. You rule by fiat? No, we have an elected monarch. This will be politicized. And they did that with the flag 2 days ago. They will do this. And don't worry. Was it gun grabbing Donnie, they call him? I guarantee, I bet, I would not be shocked if he comes out and says, remember beforehand, was it last administration, the end of it? He's got that clip with Bondi, or is it the beginning of this, where it says, grab their guns, quote, grab their guns, due process later. Remember that. Look it up if you don't believe it. Here's the thread. It's on Twitter. If you go over to the side and click over here, they usually have something around what's happening. So this is just a little bit of updates. FBI director Cash, I can't find anybody. And Jeffrey Epstein thing. Patel says updates on shooting Minneapolis, Minnesota. FBI is investigating. This shooting is an act of domestic terrorism and hate crime targeting Catholics. There are 2 fatalities, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. In addition, 14 children and 3 adults were injured. The shooter has been identified as a male born as Robert Westman. The FBI will continue to provide updates on an ongoing investigation with the public as we are available. I wouldn't be shocked if you don't hear much about from Cash in a week. But this will get politicized. And again, this is just the rest. If you want to go through it, all the people, when they kind of how like Ryan thinks like that, I'm thinking stuff like this too. I start to ask questions. Why is the media hyper focused on this? Yes, it's a big thing. Yes, it's big news. Yes, it's terribly tragic. But the media wants us to focus on this. I don't know why. And usually there's always some other thing going on the right. Keep an eyeball on it. Yes, this is terrible. Not going all Alex Jones saying it didn't happen or anything like that. Didn't say that. But keep an eye on what else is going on when everyone's focused on this, and don't be shocked if Trump then tries to make some kind of a statement with this. Because what's his name? Trey Gowdy has already come out on Fox talking about pretty much gun grabbing in a sense. And one line was, "We have to take a stance between protecting the kids or protecting freedom or protecting the kids." What was going on a couple of weeks ago? We've talked about this with the beginning of August. Was the children, the algorithm stuff on YouTube, United Kingdom, and others. Texas was doing this on porn sites, age restrictions, and they all said it's about the kids, it's about the kids, it's about the kids. Which ain't nobody on here on God's green earth. Obviously, everyone will agree. We're gonna, you got to do this for. This is a good thing to keep the kids away. But then it's that nose under the camel's tent. They used it for the kids, but in their minds, it's going to take all. It's for all of us to have that digital ID, digital license to access anything just to get online. They've already talked about that. Again, when I hear somebody like Trey Gowdy says we got to worry about the kids or freedom, they're going to watch the fake right start to push for stuff like this. Remember, again, Trump, the boost was at the pump. What was he don't call him gun grabbing Donnie for nothing. Here's another one. Columbine was trending today. I was like, really? And one story I have with Columbine is that when I drove for Uber, people wanted to go by Columbine. No kidding. I remember a lady asking, can we drive by Columbine? I was like, you serious with this? She had all the books. She had photos on a wall, apparently, like this. It was nuts. I took her by Columbine. I didn't live too far away from that when I lived in Denver. But they were bringing this up. Mass shootings, psychiatric medications. We've had Father Rips talk about this a couple times on his talks, on his lectures, and sometimes his interviews we've done. Psychiatric meds, all that stuff. Also, another trans shooter was happening to this. Remember all these? Where's the one that just happened in Tennessee? This was, I think, Nashville. Here's Audrey Hale. Remember that story? That was about a year or two ago, maybe. And it was a Protestant school. She was upset at for that one. And I can't remember all the details. Look it up again on Audrey. It was when this went down. It felt similar in about that stuff. It's also weird that the shooters always shot dead. Already. Don't want to keep our people alive just to interrogate them. I don't know. Again, I'm not there. Mike catches Republicans saying Trump is in the Epstein files. MAGA lawyer Mike Collins lobbed a political grenade in efforts from Team Trump to limit his exposure to fallout from the Epstein files. Georgia Representative Collins made a bombshell admission that he believes once a future king, President DJT's name will be in the files at a county GOP meeting, the Washington Examiner said. This happened 8 hours ago. Just saying, there's always some reason something else happens. Again, not saying one event did not happen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying watch something else is going on too. Senator Susan Collins heckled by protesters at Maine ribbon-cutting event. The Republican senator is one of several politicians who've had to deal with angry protests in recent months. Color me shocked. Smart glasses record people in public. The most online generation is pushing back. Shocker. One TikTok young woman shared a video earlier this month saying she went to a European wax center in Manhattan for a Brazilian wax, only to find her anesthesian wearing Meta Ray-Bans equipped with a camera. The batteries weren't charged, the anesthesians claimed, but the experience rattled her. Sure, shocker. It should rattle you. The most popular prompt the popular post prompted others online to weigh in, saying that they resent living in the world where they never know if they're being recorded. Great. Maybe more people will start talking about stuff like that. Chinese gadget maker taking on Tesla and Apple, formerly dismissed as a Lego assembler. Xiaomi, whatever, is building its reputation as a high-tech manufacturer. Javier Milei evacuated from campaign event after a stone attack. Not stoner attack, stone attack. Libertarian Argentinian, don't cry from the Argentina. Leader not injured in attack, blamed on Peronist opponents. CDC director being ousted 2 weeks into job. You got your job, get out of here. Susan Monarez, a longtime federal government scientist, was confirmed by the Senate in late July to lead the Centers of Disease Control that shouldn't exist anymore and prevention. If you read RFKJ's book on Fauci, you'll see what I'm talking about when it talks about that CDC was going away. Then you had HIV/AIDS come in, and that's when, hey, we're back, baby. Venezuela deploys warships, drones after U.S. sends guided missile destroyers to the region. Again, we need the U.S. warships to be employed to Venezuela. The USS Sampson, Jason Dunham, and Jeff Dunham's the comedian, and Gravely. Again, shouldn't we? We're trying to get him the Peace Prize, but we're sending destroyers to Venezuela. Warships being deployed to the coast in an effort to combat drug cartel threats. Apparently, the threats are on the. Where are these? No constitutional declaration of war, of course. Russia warning as Vladimir Putin close to first nuclear bomb test in 35 years. The world waits as Russian President Vladimir Putin considers giving the green light to nuclear bomb testing at the former Soviet Arctic site in the Novaya Zemlya archipelago. Last confirmed tests in North Korea were in September 2017, and it is understood that the leading pro-war Russian politicians have inspected the test site. Now the world waits to see if the Russian president gives the green light. In tech world order news, meet Travis Williams. Despite being 8 inches taller and 70 pounds heavier than the suspect, a faulty facial recognition match put him in jail for a crime he did not commit until the case was finally dismissed. Not a glitch, a pattern. But sure, let's keep trusting the algorithm. There's New York Times. How the NYPD's facial recognition tool landed the wrong man in jail. Don't worry, they'll be coming to a city near you. Anyways, God love you. Have a great rest of the day. Again, try to get this a little bit quicker than others because it's so late in my book. It was so late. Where am I at over here? Here's click, like, subscribe, comments, all that jazz. Don't forget sensusfidelium.tv for the app. Pray for the souls that were hurt, injured, and killed, please, in Minnesota. Requiem Eterna and Pace. Requiescat and Pace. Sorry. Anyways, say Hail Mary for them. Heard it was an Odium Fide thing, according to apparently the manifesto. I didn't watch the video. I've seen it from others that are good sources to me that told me about that. So I didn't bring it up in the thing. I didn't want more watching. I don't know if you could watch the video anyways. But yeah, say a prayer for the people out there, especially the families. Got to be horrific. And stay vigilant. Anyways, also, if people have been posting about churches and having security detail, check out my guy, Rick Barrett. Check out Joey Olivo, too. Both of them. Joey does that actually in a parish in Texas. And Rick Barrett has written a book about this and has actually talked about this on many interviews. So check both of those guys out that are on Twitter, YouTube, all that jazz. Rickcast is YouTube for Rick. And if you type in Armed Catholic on Twitter, you'll find him. And if you type out Joey Olivo on Twitter, you'll find Joey. So anyways, God love you. Have a great rest of the day. Talk to you later. And yeah, God bless. See you tomorrow.